Hi guys, Chef Kevin Belton here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Now, about a year ago, I made a hot chocolate pie, and one of the producers over at WWL, Sophia, sent me a picture. Says, "Do you remember this? I could use some more of this." Well, I tell you what. Instead of doing a hot chocolate pie, let's kind of take some of those same ingredients and twist them around a little bit. And what about like a hot chocolate lasagna, if you want to call it that? All right. So basically, what I've done, I've taken 36 Oreos, ground them up, and what I have here, half a cup of melted butter. I'm just going to pour our butter in, and because this is going to be our crust, so I'm just going to toss this with a fork and get it all mixed in. Just make sure it all gets kind of damp. Okay. That's what's nice with these type crusts like this. They're so simple and they're so easy. So you just want to make sure it gets all mixed in, that everything, see how shiny it is, how it's kind of wet. Make sure you don't have any dry pockets, okay? So for this, I'm just going to take our pan, dump this right into our pan, okay? Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can take, if you have a mason jar, you know, clean the bottom of it really good. Press it down with the bottom of the mason jar. But I'm going to show you something that works just as well. I'm just going to take our fork, kind of spread it out. Now, you know, of course, every time I do this, it works when nobody's looking. And because you all are here with me today, it's going to act up. I can just tell it wants to act up. You know, it's kind of like your kids. You know, you need them to behave. Look, my leg just hit the dishwasher again. All right? You need them to behave. And then when they don't, it's like, didn't I ask you to behave for me? So here, I just have to push this over here. You can tell when it's not even, so when it needs some in a certain side. So we'll just push it that way. But you see, I'm just using a fork to go ahead and press this down. So now that it's pretty much all even, just take your fork, go across, come right back. Now let's spin this around, catch the other side. Press it down in there, and there we go. Now, option is we can either put this in the refrigerator or we can put this in the freezer right now. So I'm just going to take this right quick, stick it in the refrigerator. Here, you can come here. You come out of there. You get in there. Let me show you what we have here. Now, here I've started to cream together cream cheese that was softened at room temperature. All right. And I put in that little brown that Monica just looked at like, what in the world is that? This was cream cheese and butter that I creamed out. They were both at room temperature. I added a little bit of vanilla to them in there. That's what that little brown is. So let's get a little powdered sugar, okay? And we just want to get this going to cream together right quick. All right? So we can get in the rest of this powdered sugar. Now, we're going to make some whipped cream that we're going to fold into here. And we're going to do it with chocolate, okay? But I'm going to use like a cocoa mix. You can use hot chocolate. Hey gang, take a look. Notice the sides. This is what I always talk about, scraping down your sides. Just make sure you scrape those sides down. I'm just going to give this one more little quick beat just to get that smoothed out. You want it just like this?
Yeah.
How many of y'all just want to stop here at this point? Monica is not the chocolate fan. So, of course, this is where she would want me to stop it. So now, here's what I'm going to do. I took off the beaters because we're going to beat some whipped cream. Now, I'm not going to even wash these because it's all going to get together. So that's why I'm just taking them, cleaning them off best I can. All right. Now, one of the secrets to when you're making whipped cream is having everything super, super cold. My bowl was in the freezer. I just grabbed the heavy cream out of the refrigerator, and I had it in the freezer earlier. All right, so let's get that in there. Here is our,
No.
Here's our hot chocolate or cocoa powder. And I hate to tell you all this, Monica is actually standing here whining. She's like, no. She does not like chocolate. And I tell you what, gang, she makes the most killer brownies. If you ever get a chance to meet her in person and you get on her good side, she makes some incredible brownies. So I guess if somebody were to get off her brownie list, you might be able to take their place. But watch how quick this will whip up, because we had it so cold, okay? Anytime you want to do whipped cream, have it as cold as possible, okay? And I hate the noise for you, but you're gonna see how quick this goes because the cream was so cold, plus the bowl is very cold. This is the only thing Monica doesn't like, is when we have to talk over this. But that's one of the things about whipping cream, is have everything as cold as possible, because it's already coming together. Yeah. Oh yeah, just give me a second. All right, come look, gang. That's it. See? That's what we want. I mean, we could go a little more, but I don't know. What do you think, babe? Should we go a little more?
I don't know. Maybe a little more.
Just a little bit more, gang, just to get it nice and stiff. Here, that's definitely got it there. Okay. All right. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to fold this in. Okay? So I'm going to take this, take about half of it, and just fold it in. Now, make sure when you're folding this in, you want to make sure you get the bottom of the bowl so that it all gets incorporated, okay? Well, that's one of the nice things about using a glass bowl, is actually you can actually look and see the bottom of the bowl if it's not totally getting incorporated, okay? All right? So just make sure that everything kind of gets incorporated so that we don't have any streaks, okay? So let's get the rest in. A matter of fact, the bowl was so cold that some of the cream actually froze to the side of the bowl. It was so cold. But it's better to have it colder than what you need. All right? So let's just fold this in and get this mixed in really good. Now, I'm going to put this together for you all at once, okay? I'm not going to take many breaks in between. We're going to break in between and wait for it to chill and set up. All right? I put the crust in the fridge. You could do it in the freezer just for it to firm up. Okay? So now, let's take this port. This is the first layer on top of the crust. Now, because it hasn't had time long to sit, I'm going to try to do this really careful. But you know what? It'll all eat good if it all gets mixed a little together. So here, all we have to do now is just spread this out. Spread it out to try to get it even. Okay? All right. There we go. Now that we have this one done, all right, Get that in. What I have here is some chocolate pudding. So this is little instant pudding. We're going to get in some milk. And basically with instant pudding, when you start whipping it together, it comes together very, very quick. All of a sudden, this will start to thicken on you. That's why it's important to do this with instant pudding, as opposed to a pudding that has to cook. Because just stirring this is going to cause this to thicken up, all right? Now, once this thickens up, and of course we could put this back in the fridge for that to firm up. Then once we get the pudding layer ready, we can put it on the top. But you see, it's already starting to get a little body here. I don't know if you guys can see how it's starting to get a little body, all right? That's what we want. We just want it to get a little body. We'll mix in some marshmallows, put this in the refrigerator, and once both of these layers get cold, let me show you what you're gonna have. Come in. Oh, I know, it was quick. I'm working quick here. So, remember, we have the Oreo crust layer, then we have the whipped cream layer with the softened cream cheese, then we have our pudding layer, and finally I did whipped cream on the top, and now you can take this and garnish it with some marshmallows. You can line them up. If you want, you could just drizzle them on the top. Okay? Now, at this point, to finish this off, you could save some of the Oreo crumbs and just crumble some on the top like this. If you're a fan of chocolate, take a little chocolate syrup and drizzle it over the top. Or, since we know somebody we love does not like chocolate, look, a little caramel. This is just a little caramel sauce. You can just drizzle a little caramel right over the top. All right? How does that look? All right? So whether you do it with chocolate, whether you do it with the caramel, I tell you what, let it firm up. It's best if you go ahead and firm it up overnight. And Monica wants me to cut you a little piece so you can see.
No, I wanted you to tell them about the marshmallows.
Oh, the marshmallows.
You don't want to stick them in the fridge.
That's right. Notice how I didn't have the marshmallows on until I took it out of the refrigerator, okay? In the refrigerator, the marshmallows are going to get soggy, all right? So don't do the marshmallows. Have the whipped cream on top, but then right when you're ready to serve it, put the marshmallows right on that piece. If you're not going to serve the entire thing, or just cut that one piece, put marshmallows on it. Or if you're going to serve the entire thing, put marshmallows all over the top, put it back. Well, there won't be anything to put in the fridge. So I hope you like this. I hope you try this. Sophia, hey, here's a new one for you, dear. I hope you give it a shot. Guys, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Keep washing those hands, masking up. Stay safe. For WWL, I'm Chef Kevin Belton, and we'll see you soon.